What's the first thought that comes to your mind when a video game trailer is revealed, especially if it's a surprise? Is it a new game, a remaster, or a remake? How much will the price be? Will it have functional online when it comes out? All valid questions that a consumer should have going into whatever game is being shown. One thing I ask more now is who's making it? A developer's track record has become more important to me, and if they have a publisher that will actually help them or hinder them. One thing's for certain, a developer or team's history can help people understand how much faith or delusion others can put into their video games. Gamefreak. Gamefreak's quality is always a talking point when a new Pokemon is coming out. One main point being the shift over to 3D models from the usual sprites with Pokemon X and Y felt less polished and not up to the usual Nintendo quality. This continued with each title after, with very minor upgrades. Many fans have called out Gamefreak for different issues that feel like a regression now. Whether it's the lack of voice acting, models having bland art styles, or just the low quality graphics and animations. Despite all these problems, people still buy Pokemon. Some people just want their favorite game with their favorite monsters in it. When supergiantgames releases a title, I for the most part know what I'm getting into. This may also result in a day one purchase or early access buy. My faith in them started with Transistor and the quality of game they made. I then played their older titles and fell in love with how they created their games. I even supported Hades early access, and the rest is history. Even if a game is not for me, I can trust supergiantgames to give me a perspective and quality on something I might be willing to try. A roller coaster of a studio, PlatniumGames. PlatniumGames specializes in action games, being former Capcom developers from Clover Studios. They worked on titles such as Beautiful Joe, Okami, and others prior to the team's formation. I always loved Beautiful Joe, so I knew PlatniumGames was a studio I could look forward to. They created 4 unique and niche games published by Sega, with their first breakout hit, Bayonetta, and later, Metal Gear Rising. Their name was being elevated for their uniqueness. However, the first drop started with my favorite title, The Wonderful 101, coming out with very mixed reviews from critics and consumers. While the drop was small, it made people worried for the studio. However, trust rose again with Bayonetta 2 being another classic and faithful sequel. They also created games for different franchises, such as The Legend of Korra and Transformers, leaving people with more twists and turns of mixed reviews. The action gameplay was still praised, but people wanted more overall. However, when they released TMNT Mutant and Mayhem and Star Fox Zero, which they co-developed, their metrics took a nosedive with poor reviews and loss of faith. 2017's Nier Automata became a beloved action game whose success and reputation really helped shake off all the doom around PlatniumGames. And things were really looking up, with Astral Chain coming out later as well, as they were lifted up from the previous lows. They really hit rock bottom with Babylon's Fall's poor performance and Bayonetta 3
not living up to the expectations of the first two games. Even though their track record is seen as unstable, Ninja Gaiden 4 is really bringing them back out of the ashes of failure. Oh look, Digital Eclipse is in trouble for a bad port again.
Oh god, not this again.
And this time it's Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. While I understand many people's criticism, I saw it coming. As soon as I saw their logo revealed in the trailer, nope. Now I am happy these games are being re-released, but no.
Nope.
Digital Eclipse has a list of failures, especially with their fighting game ports, whether it's Street Fighter 30th Anniversary or Samurai Showdown Anniversary Collection.
Input lag and rollback issues are almost in every game they've created.
And even with Tetris Effect, Mega Man Legacy Collection, and newer titles they released like Power Rangers, Ritos Rewind, the list just keeps going on and on. Power Rangers was honestly fun, but mediocre compared to Streets of Rage 4 or Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I personally believe Digital Eclipse should be on everyone's wait for a discount list. That, or you better have a very good friend recommend you their games. Now yes, they do put out updates. Sometimes it doesn't fix anything. Others, it's just too late to bring people back in their favor. Honestly, Code Mystics should be the main studio behind every fighting game port. They have an amazing track record, which includes Guilty Gear, Plus R, Garo, Mark of the Wolves, The Last Blade 2, Samurai Showdown 5, SVC Chaos, Samurai Showdown 2019, The Real Bout, Fatal Fury 2, and more. Even their other ports are solid and have gotten updates to smooth out any issues. If they were to make their own fighting game, I would definitely support them. Sometimes a publisher's reputation can overshadow a dev team's body of work. Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown is my favorite and the best Metroidvania. However, the release trailer had a lot of negative feedback based on the music choice, the character's ethnicity, and not being a 3D Prince of Persia, aka Sands of Time remake. Even so, I found the gameplay intriguing. Soon after, I saw an Ubisoft Forward interview and noticed something. The dev team over The Lost Crown worked on Rayman Origins and Legends. Any little doubt in me vanished, believing this was a perfect match bringing Prince of Persia back into 2D. Like seriously, their experience was all I needed to know for them to reinvent 2D Prince of Persia. Even if most people wanted the 3D series to come back, these devs' body of work proved they were the right ones to handle this type of game. Yet, even with this proven history, people were fed up with Ubisoft for multiple reasons, bashing this game and others. Consumers will purchase whatever they want, whether the decision is educated or not. Some people don't want more than another Pokemon game or re-release of older Mortal Kombat games, even if it is low quality. So why should they think so hard about it? Well, it's our hard-earned money, and we're giving it to those for poor performance. Many devs and studios have missteps, yet others demonstrate consistent success with their work. I can only pray they all get the recognition they deserve, or at least the marketing. It isn't always easy when a franchise you love seems to be mishandled. However, the only thing better than another video rant is voting with our wallets. Publishers and developers, listen to money.